Hey there guys, Jared here, Business Warriors. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to actually scale out your sales, how to go about doing that. What we find is that dealing with a lot of coaches and consultants all around Australia and internationally now as well, over the last few years, what we've found is that, once we actually get a lot of the lead gen side of things sorted, so we've got cold traffic through Facebook, leads being generated, that type of stuff, we've got a flow of those coming through, and once we've got 20 to 30 appointments coming through into the calendar, one of the key areas we find with relation to scaling things out in the interim is that the sales process and things that have been going through, we find out there's a few gaps within that process. So a lot of coaches and consultants that do come to us that go through this particular process, they're very, very good at closing referral type business. They're closing that quite high. They're usually closing it anywhere from 50 through to about 85% close ratio for referrals. Now that's pretty good for referrals. However, if the process is robust and the process is put into place, really you should be converting a lot of referral business at around that 90% mark, because these people already know, like, trust you. They understand there's credibility. Someone has already spoken about you and already edified you in a certain way, shape or form already. So a lot of that should be converted already at 90%, because these people already know who you are. So what we find that when we actually go through this next process of scaling things out and we start scaling to 30, 40, 50, 100 grand a month, is that a lot of this is all done through cold traffic and people that have no idea who the hell you are. So within this process, there's some things that must be adhered to from a big picture level. Number one is that we find that the actual process that's being used is not predictable for coaches. So what I mean by that is that there's no scripting put in place. Scripting is one of the most important areas with relation to scaling out sales, especially when you're looking at bringing on sales teams, things like that. And in future videos, we'll talk about how to hire seven-figure salespeople as well. However, the scripting and things like that must be put in place to provide predictability around it, because you want to know that if you've got 30 appointments in the calendar, you want to know with predictability that 30% of those is going to turn into sales. Now, a lot of our processes and things like that we use convert from cold traffic between 50 to 80%, which is quite phenomenal, because a lot of the processes that we use within our social media campaigns, as you guys would have already seen, are quite robust, and they do actually go through warm-up audiences, give people an understanding on who you are, give credibility, all that sort of stuff already, which is awesome. So essentially that's the first step. The first step is you must have predictability around your sales process. You must have ways to be able to create that credibility, that trust, and also be able to create the rapport with these people as well through the process. But more importantly, what you need to do is you need to provide value through these processes as well. So value being video, that type of stuff, really important, but even through the structure of the conversation as well, that you must have that in it as well. So that's really it for today's video. Really, that's the main things, is that you must have ways to be able to create credibility, you must have ways to be able to create trust with your clients, and you must be able to have ways to be able to create rapport with them as well. And you must be able to create as well value. Value is the most important thing within your sales processes. You must have that scripting in place to be able to provide that value and that predictability around your sales results. Alternatively as well, within a lot of your booking systems and things like that, from a sales system process as well, you would want that delivered as well through that within the follow-up sequences, to make sure people show up on calls and things like that as well, which is very, very important. From a leverage standpoint, you want to be doing a lot of phone sales as well, as opposed to face-to-face stuff. Phone sales is very, very leveraged, as opposed to going out to someone's business or going out to someone's workplace or whatever that is, to be able to talk about it then face-to-face. It is a lot better to be able to do it from a phone perspective or a Zoom call, because it provides that leverage, and that half an hour to a place, half an hour back, allows you to do another sales call in that meantime. So guys, hope this has been of value to you. I'll see you guys on the next video. Remember, if you don't fight for your own freedom, no one else will. So get out there, take action, make it happen, and we will see you on the next video.